Hello and welcome. Silrace here with Support Sunday and I'm playing Lily for Support Sunday and this is not Haunted Mines. Unbelievable, every time I have recorded Lily specifically for Support Sunday, I was like, okay, I wanna play Lily this week, Support Sunday, and play a game with her, and it's like, okay, it's Haunted Mines. Again. Anyway, there you can see the two team makeups. We are on the Booty Bay, the Blackheart Bay. And indeed, Lily is still fun to play. At least I find her still fun to play. I play her from time to time. I decided to play her for this week's Support Sunday, because I skipped Support Sunday last week. If you are following my Twitter, you know why. I was just not at all up to making videos. I'm still not feeling so hot at the moment, but at least I can talk and, you know, not be in pain and stuff. So anyway, they are coming for me and people are doing this crazy fight for this vision thing, which I never quite understand the reasons, like, to do that. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't see the big, point in doing that at this hard, especially, early on. And also, this is post-gameplay commentary, as you might have realized. The reason for that is, well, I played this live and tried to make commentary. There was some kind of weird static on part of my commentary, which I just couldn't erase. I just couldn't, like, fix that. So I was like, okay, I screw that. I'm just gonna post-gameplay commentary this thing. Alright? Anyway. No clue what caused the static. I will try and make sure there is no more static there. Very nice escape by the Illidan. And also very nice escape by Stuff. And Karasim going a little too hard. I can blinding wind him down though. You'll know though that my build is a little bit blinding wind centric this game. A little bit more so than I usually do on Lily. That's because they have some ranged ranged physical attackers, which I very much want to guarantee hitting, well, both of them, or most of them at least, with the blinding winds. I mean, there is Sylvanas, Vala and Tychus on one team. That kind of requires, like, doing stuff and so forth. Like, I mean, it's like basically grounds for going for more blinding wind. Make sure you get the change here, which mass vortex on level 4, so you can hit 4 targets with the blinding wind. Let's firstly explain quickly the abilities, if you have, for whatever reason, never played Lily or don't know how Lily functions. So Lily's first ability is heal, and it is a smart cast heal. Essentially it heals the lower damage, the least HP friendly hero in range. And you cannot target it, it just does that. You have to target it by positioning yourself in such a way that you heal the target you really want to heal. Anyway, second ability is a Serpent. You cast Serpent on a friendly, and the Serpent has its own attack speed and attack stuff. It used to be based on the hero's attack speed, which made it really overpowered with stuff like Illidan, who has really fast attack speed. So now it has its own attack speed. And so basically it's one of those Lily's damage things. You just put the Serpent on somebody and you forget about it for 8 seconds or however long it lasts for that time, and then you just win the game, essentially. But you don't, because it doesn't do crazy lot of damage. It does some, but not a crazy lot. Anyway, the third ability is the Blinding Wind. It's another smart ability which basically hits 2 closest enemy heroes, and with Mass Vortex talent, which I picked up, 4 closest enemy heroes, if they are in range, that is, and it blinds them for a few seconds, and that means all of their basic attacks miss while they are blinded. It is really strong against things like, well, Illidan, but except in this case Illidan happens to be on my team. So I am using it on the other things which is really strong against, like stopping things like Vala and Sylvanas and Tychus from killing my team with their auto attacks. Tychus is a little less auto attack reliant though. Tychus tends to do its stuff a little bit well, more with abilities and little less with auto attacks. However, I ran into turret. Anyway, however, it's more about stuff like, you know, because there are 3 of those guys, and these people, they really want the Diablo so bad. I don't know why. It's like as soon as I died, they should have ran. Like seriously, because it was already going to be a 1 versus 1 trade, and if you manage to lose more people, it is 1 versus 2 trade. Not a good thing. Anyways, on the Diablo, that is, on the Diablo fight, it's like map objectives, well, we are kind of losing on objectives. They're slightly ahead in XP, and we have, well, they have managed to also get in the first turn in, and we have not. But thankfully we are getting some kills, so evening out the XP. Game also has this very nice, you know, comeback mechanic, which most MOBA games are completely and utterly lacking. I personally like it. I don't know what the professionals really think of it, because it kind of does affect their play as well, in a big fashion. But what do I mean while we are clearing this camp with Illidan? What I mean is that when you are behind in XP, in levels, you gain more XP for killing enemy heroes than the enemy team gets for killing you when they are ahead in XP. And the other way around, obviously. If you are way ahead, they get more XP for you dying than you get for, you know, killing them. So that means there is a comeback mechanic of, like, if you fall a lot behind, you can almost even out the level difference by winning a single good team fight. So it's something you see happen all the time in well, solo games, in pub games, in whatever, and you also see that happen from time to time in tournament play too, which is kind of nice. What it does though is people have not really figured out how this combat mechanic works so far yet, because people still give up. This is a game where, until you get to the point where there is basically entire enemy base is still alive and you only have your core. I don't know what this Asmodan is doing. So anyway, I need to run, and thankfully Lily has fast feet. That's her passive trait, which makes her run faster when she's being attacked. Makes her kind of elusive. Makes her run away from confrontations where people are trying to chase you without using a gap closer. Lets you get away from things. Murky is really pushing top lane here, and I'll be outright honest and say that Murky is not a hero I usually want on my team when I play Lily. That is because of how Lily's smart heal works, and also this Asmodan is doing weirdo stuff. I'm gonna try to keep the Asmodan alive. Jack of 1,000 Cups, unfortunately it is still 3 versus 2, 4 versus 2, now the Illidan is coming in from the rear, but there is no way for me to like go and help the Illidan out, so he's kind of like stuck there on his own. Then there is Diablo, which instantly gets hit by my blind because I don't want like Diablo to do weirdo crazy stuff. People are fighting out here in middle of nowhere. I'm gonna try to go and help them, and I managed to blind the Diablo and do a little bit of healing. The reason why I don't want Murky on my team is, like I mentioned, the way because of the way the smart heal on Lily works. Because I don't want to heal Murky, really. Because if Murky dies, it only gives 1/4 of a death, and Murky has, as long as the egg is alive and not being destroyed, it's a very fast respawn time. So I don't want to accidentally burn my heal on Murky when I could be burning it on something more important, on something I actually want to heal. And because I cannot target that if I position it a little bit wrong, or Murky wanders into the positioning where it's closest to me, then I will be healing Murky instead of what I really want to heal. But of course, in this kind of solo play, you don't get to choose your companions unless you do the whole team matchup of like you playing with 5 guys, or play Hero League and ask somebody not to play Murky when you're playing Lily. But still, it is not something I really want to see, but I am okay with that overall. Just like, doesn't matter to me all that much. Just something to keep an eye out. Where like you have to be a little bit more careful of that when you are playing Lily and you have a Murky on your team. This is where I burn my jug to try to heal people, but I mean, we are outnumbered here, and Illidan keeps running away from my heals, which is quite a bit annoying. I mean, this is a fight we should not have been taking because of Karazim being like not with the team. That basically cost us big part of this game, and of course enemy team now has a talent advantage. That's the one thing you have to be aware of. Where was the heal? I burned my entire freaking heal. Right? You guys went into a... Oh, okay, it's an Asmodon with 13,000 hero damage. Alright, cool. Anyway. So, please don't complain about how other people use their abilities if you're not actually paying attention to what abilities they used in a team fight. That would be fantastic, right? So I decided to grab Herbal Cleanse here because there are some annoying things on the enemy team. Of course, that wasn't something we could stop. It's like there is no way we could have stopped that for a boss from happening because everybody was dead. And I don't have enough damage on Lily. On Lily at all. So yeah. 2 for 1 could have been another good choice in this game, but we do have Karazim as well. So like even if Karazim goes full mode damage build, he still has his basic heal ability. So that's one reason to be able to go a little more damage heavy, I guess, on this Lily build. As you can see, I went with a bunch of blinding wind talents to try to catch up on those nasty support, no, not support, nasty ranged damage dealers and slow down what they are doing. Of course, if my team is split up and goes into the fights without me being there to, well, blinding wind the enemy damage dealers, then there is not too much I can do about it, or with it. And then there is the enemy team. I'll drop the blinding wind and drop my heals because stuff is happening, and Illidan finally came around to my healing range, but he's still dying because he is like always diving to the back line. That is a good example of what you should not be doing. I'll just toss that out there for everybody who happens to be watching, who isn't aware of this stuff. You attack what you can attack if you know, can get away with it without dying. If you die, there has to be a reason for your death. There has to be a really good reason for your death, right? Because the Illidan there, he was next to Diablo. Diablo was beating on him. He was trying to walk past the Diablo to the backline. This is not what you do with Illidan. You either dive the backline and get out, or you know, do other things, like attack the Diablo who is already next to you and attacking you. And then you can dive away from the fight once the enemy backline starts doing damage to you. Anyway, it's a concept which can be really hard for people to grasp, because it's all like, oh, just kill the healer or just kill the damage dealer, ignore the tank. You cannot often enough, you cannot do that. You cannot do that, because if you do that, you get crowd control by the tank, or you get destroyed by the tank combined with the damage dealers. Anyway, just something to keep in mind. Of course, enemy team has level 20 talents at this point, so we have to be really careful with these engagements. Murky is not with us, and chests have spawned, so we would like to get some more coins. At this point, probably can just take one chest, and the enemy team gets to take the other chest, unfortunately, but that is the course of action. But that's fine, I guess. That is fine. This is also a map where Illidan really shines, if Illidan decides to go for the camps. So this Illidan didn't really go for the camps, and we have a fight here where, of course, half the team isn't around. I mean, Asmodan is not even trying to run away, so nothing there to do. Illidan is clearing mid, Murky is elsewhere, Karasim just straight up went for it. Not too much I could do in that thing. Not too much I can do. So I'm gonna go bot lane, clear bot lane out before the Cannibals get into to damage the core. At this point, our base is in tatters. We haven't taken down a single keep. That is very much a lost game. I mean, we don't have level 20 talents. We don't have storm talents yet. We have 2 guys dead, and basically every single structure of ours is dead, except the core, and cannonballs are raining on the core. So nothing to do, unfortunately. But one bad engagement by the team catches up the win for them, and well, bad engagement by our team. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed this.
Up for another round.